I am a steward, not a spender. What enters my hands is not consumed, it is replanted. And from the seed I keep, the harvest I cannot yet see is already growing. In the next 9 minutes, you will learn the single rule that has built every fortune in human history. The rule almost everyone alive today violates without realizing it. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to apply this rule to the next dollar that enters your life. Stay with me. There is a rule older than modern banking, older than stocks, older than real estate, older than any financial system you have been taught. It is so old that almost every wisdom tradition on earth discovered it independently. The Babylonians wrote it on clay tablets. The early Hebrews built their entire economic life around it. The agrarian cultures of Asia and Africa lived by it for thousands of years, and every family fortune that has lasted more than 3 generations obeyed it without exception. The rule is this: a portion of what you receive must be replanted before any of it is spent, not after, before. The seed is set aside the moment the harvest arrives, not what is left after the harvest is consumed. This is what we will call the Replant Rule, and almost no one alive today follows it. When money enters your life, what is the first thing that happens? For most people, the answer is the same. The bills get paid, the debts get serviced, the wants get satisfied, the dinner out, the upgrade, the small reward for working hard. And whatever is left at the end of the month, if anything is left, that is what gets saved. This sequence is the exact reversal of the rule. The rule says, save first, spend last. Most people live, save last, spend first. And then they wonder why their wealth never compounds. Think about a farmer for a moment. A real farmer, not a metaphor. When the harvest comes in from the field, the farmer does not sell or eat all of it. If he did, there would be no field next year. He sets aside the seed first. The seed is sacred. The seed is untouchable. Whatever happens to the rest of the harvest, the seed must be preserved, because the seed is what creates next year's harvest. A farmer who eats his seed has no future. He has only this one season, and then he is finished. Now ask yourself, with every paycheck, with every client payment, with every bonus, are you eating your seed? Are you consuming the very portion that was meant to grow your future? If you are not poor because of your income, you are poor because of your sequence. There is a parable from ancient Babylon, written almost 4,000 years ago, that explains this with perfect clarity. The teacher tells his student, "A part of all you earn is yours to keep." He repeats it 3 times. "A part of all you earn is yours to keep." The student is confused. He says, "But teacher, all of what I earn is mine to keep." The teacher answers, "No, most of what you earn belongs to others, to the baker, to the tailor, to the merchant. Only the part you set aside before you spend belongs to you." Read that again. Only the part you set aside before you spend belongs to you. Everything else is just passing through your hands on its way to someone else's pocket. You are never going to keep it. It was already promised to other people the moment you earned it. Your rent was already promised. Your car payment was already promised. Your meals were already promised. None of it is yours. The only money that is truly yours is the portion you remove from the flow before the flow takes it away. The Babylonians said the minimum portion is 1/10, 10% of everything you earn, taken off the top, set aside before any other obligation, not what is left at the end. The first 10 cents of every dollar, the first 10% of every paycheck, the first 10% of every windfall, replanted before anything else is touched. And here is what almost nobody understands about this rule. It is not primarily a financial rule. It is an identity rule. When you replant first, you are declaring with your behavior that you are someone who builds. When you spend first, you are declaring that you are someone who consumes. The dollar amount is small in the beginning. The identity formed is enormous. And the identity is what compounds, far more than the money. Every wealthy family in history that lasted more than 3 generations followed some version of this rule. The exact percentage varied. The principle did not. Replant first. Always. Without exception. Even in lean years. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Because the years it hurts most are the years when the identity is being tested. And the identity that survives the test is the identity that builds the lasting fortune. So here is what you do, starting with your very next paycheck. Open a separate account. Not a savings account at your main bank where you will see it every day and feel tempted. A separate account, ideally at a different institution, where the money is slightly inconvenient to access. This is the seed account. It does not exist for emergencies. It does not exist for upcoming purchases. It exists only to hold what you have replanted and to grow. When your next paycheck arrives, before you pay any bill, before you transfer to anyone else, before you spend a single dollar, you move 10% into the seed account. 10% of the gross, not what is left after taxes, 10% of what arrived. If your check was $3,300, goes to the seed. If your check was $5,500, goes. If your check was $800, $80 goes. The percentage is fixed. The amount is whatever it must be. Then, and only then, do you handle the rest of your obligations. The bills, the rent, the food, the pleasures. Everything else can fight over what remains. The seed is already gone. The seed is already protected. The seed is already growing your next harvest, even if you cannot yet see it. Some people will tell you they cannot afford 10%. I want you to hear me clearly. If you cannot afford 10%, you cannot afford 100% of what you currently spend. You are already spending more than you can sustain. The 10% you say you cannot afford is the only money that is actually yours. Everything else is already spoken for by someone who is not you. The hardest month is the first month. The second month is easier. By the third month, the seed account becomes a quiet source of pride. By the sixth month, you stop thinking about the 10% at all. It has become automatic. It has become identity. And one day, perhaps a year from now, perhaps 3, you will look at the seed account and realize something quiet has happened. The number is no longer small. The harvest you could not yet see is now visible. And the part of you that used to consume the seed without thinking is no longer the part of you running your finances. A new identity has taken its place. A steward, a builder, a keeper of harvests. Every fortune in history began with one decision to replant before consuming. Yours can begin with the next dollar that enters your hands. If this reached you, like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe. Drop a comment, tell me what shifted. This is only the beginning. Restore self, build wealth, leave legacy.